Am I the a-hole for going to a hotel with my kids because of my mother-in-law's behavior toward my daughter? I hope this is the right place to post. I apologize if I am asking on a short timeline. My husband and I are currently staying with my in-laws in Houston for the holidays. We live in Atlanta, but we traveled here to spend the holidays with them. Just a bit of context so my reaction does not seem over the top. My mother-in-law has always wanted a grandson. During my pregnancy with my daughter, she used to say she was praying for a boy. My husband and I did not care, we just wanted our baby to be happy and healthy. After we had our daughter, she continued pushing for us to have another child. My son is now 4 months old, and my 2-year-old daughter is such a loving big sister to him. My mother-in-law's behavior toward them is very clearly partial. From the number of Christmas presents she gives to the amount of time and affection she shows, there is a noticeable difference. These are things that are technically hers to distribute as she wishes, so I did not say anything. Today, my mother-in-law and I were with my son while my husband was cuddling with our daughter. They have a very close bond, and she is very much a daddy's girl. My mother-in-law snapped at him and told him to forget our daughter for a bit and give his attention to our son because he needs it. She said this directly in front of my daughter, who immediately went quiet and looked confused and hurt. At that moment, my son already had 2 adults with him and did not need my husband to redirect his attention away from our daughter. I said as much. My mother-in-law responded by saying that we were spoiling our daughter to the detriment of our son, that he needs more attention, and that we need to impress boundaries on our daughter. Again, all of this was said in front of her. I lost it. I picked up both my children and went to my husband's room, where we are staying. A few minutes later, my husband came upstairs, apologized for his mother, hugged our daughter, and told her that Granny was just having a bad day, that she loves her very much, and not to take it to heart. I told him I was seriously considering booking a hotel for the rest of the time we are here, until Saturday. He told me that would only make things worse and said he would talk to his mother and fix it. He then went back downstairs. I am still considering leaving, though. Would that be impulsive or an a-hole move? Adding this now, my husband later told me that he impressed upon his mother that what she said and did would distance us from her and that things needed to go more smoothly. He said that me leaving with the kids would make our daughter feel like she caused it, which would not be right. I asked him exactly what his mother said in response. He told me she understood what he was saying, but when I pressed and asked what she actually said, he seemed evasive. After reading some comments, I honestly would much rather go back to Atlanta than stay in a hotel in Houston. I will have to check how feasible that is. He was asking me to bring everyone back downstairs, but I said I was not ready. He has since taken our daughter out with him to help her feel better. Final update. Hi, I wanted to provide an update since some of you asked. I avoided posting initially because I ended up going against the advice I was given. My husband and daughter came back last night after he showed her around the area. She was happy, and my husband said he made it very clear to his mom that favoritism would not be tolerated. Based on that, I chose to stay. This morning, my mother-in-law was extremely sweet to my daughter, showing her things around the house and kitchen. It felt overly sugary and a bit fake to me, but I thought maybe I was being cynical. I told myself she was trying, and since my daughter could not tell, it was fine. The morning went smoothly. After lunch, while we were in the living room, my mother-in-law started talking to my daughter about her responsibilities as an older sister, how her brother is a baby, younger than her, and that she now needs to be a big girl and make sure he is happy. The words themselves might not sound bad, but the tone was very much a lecture. I stepped in and said that Jazzy is a baby too, then tickled her to make her laugh and ease the tension. At that point, my mother-in-law said she was just fulfilling her right and responsibility by educating my daughter, that she is her father's mother, and that she has earned the right to educate her grandchildren. Again, all of this was said in front of my daughter. That was it for me. Maybe in isolation it would not have been, but combined with everything that happened the day before, it crossed a line. I told my daughter we would go play with her toys in the room and took both kids upstairs. I called my husband and told him what happened. He kept asking how she said it in the setting, and I told him that I had genuinely planned to give her an honest chance this morning. Otherwise, I would have left yesterday. I told him to trust me when I said she crossed a line. I told him I was changing our flights to the earliest one out. I told him he could either come with us or explain to our daughter why Daddy was not coming home with us. He said he would come too and would sort out the flights. I told him I just wanted the earliest flight possible and asked him to come back. He was out with friends at the time. He later told me we are flying out early tomorrow morning. The last flight today was only about 2 hours from our call, so there was not enough time. He said he would be back soon. I am packing our things now. I went downstairs a few times to grab our belongings, and my mother-in-law tried to talk to me and told me to calm down. I told her that my husband would speak with her when he got back. I should have listened and done this yesterday. I deserve any criticism that comes my way. I am angry with myself too. My daughter has now been put in an uncomfortable position twice instead of once. We also could have spent New Year's Eve in Atlanta instead of here. Thank you all so much for the advice. I truly appreciate it. We are at the airport now, waiting to board. I wanted to post one last update before heading home. When my husband spoke to his mother, I will admit that I eavesdropped. I do not know if that makes me an a-hole, but the conversation concerned my daughter, and I felt justified. If it was meant to be private, they should not have had it in the living room. My husband told her he was very disappointed and that they had already discussed this the day before, and that she had given her word to stop the favoritism. She denied any favoritism, said I was overreacting, and accused me of looking for an excuse to leave, despite the fact that if that were true, I would have left days ago. She also said that if I was the one with the problem, she did not understand why everyone had to leave. She came upstairs to say goodbye before going to bed. To her credit, she did not cause a scene in front of my daughter and said her goodbyes. She was clearly cold toward me, but that was to be expected. Thank you again for all the help, and happy 2026.